monsters and gods alike. Welcome to the Olympus Report. Sometimes you die before you even realize you're a demigod. Here's a character breakdown of Magnus Chase. Magnus Chase is a 16-year-old formerly homeless teenager who lived in Boston, Massachusetts. He is the Norse demigod son of Frey and Natalie Chase, as well as the maternal cousin of Greek demigod Annabeth Chase. After dying and becoming an Einherjar, he lives in the afterlife in Hotel Valhalla and prevents Ragnarok. Magnus is a white teenage boy with hair parted in the middle, hanging to his jawline in a curtain of tangled, dirty blonde. He has gray eyes, much like Annabeth's. Initially, Magnus was quite scrawny with a concave chest, sticking out ribs, and very pale skin. However, after gaining an Einherjar body after his death in the Sword of Summer, Magnus, while still lean and pale, became considerably more muscular. Magnus is sarcastic but also very kind and open-minded, being welcoming to everyone he meets. When Magnus was 6 years old, he attended Thanksgiving at the Chase mansion with his mother, Uncle Frederick, and Uncle Randolph, and his cousin, Annabeth. The Chase siblings got into an argument and he and Annabeth hid in the library while the others argued. They played dominoes, which were actually runes. After Thanksgiving, his mother told him to stay away from Randolph and to never give him what he wants. Magnus never learned what they argued about, and he wouldn't see his uncles and cousins for another 9 years. When Magnus was 14, his mother was murdered by several wolves with glowing blue eyes, sent by Fenris Wolf. Since then, he has been living on the streets. Magnus became friends with two homeless people, Hearth and Blitz, who are eventually revealed to be his protectors, an elf and dwarf. It's at this point that his Uncle Randolph finally finds him and convinces Magnus to help him with his quest to receive a sword from the bottom of the river. Unbeknownst to Magnus, this is actually the sword of his father, Frey, the Sword of Summer, who Magnus would eventually nickname Jack. Oh, and did I mention that it talks? Magnus is able to retrieve the sword from the river, but then is promptly killed by the fire giant Surt. But while dead, this isn't the end for Magnus. He wakes up in Hotel Valhalla. He was taken there by Sam, who is a Valkyrie. Magnus becomes a warrior known as an Einherjar and is able to travel between the 9 worlds, including the mortal world or Earth. With the help of Blitz, Hearth, Sam, and other Einherjar, and eventually his love interest Alex, and his cousin Annabeth, who he recounts with at his funeral, Magnus is able to stop the god Loki from inciting Ragnarok, or in other words, the end of the world. Norse demigods are not to be taken lightly. They also come with a wide range of abilities, including survival skills. Magnus learned how to survive in the wilderness from his mother, Wit. Magnus has been shown to be a quick thinker. And much like other demigods, Magnus has demigod-specific related abilities, including elf magic. Magnus is able to use magic and runes. Disarmament. Magnus can disarm anyone in the surrounding area of their weaponry. This is also called the Peace of Frey. Kinesis. As a son of Frey, Magnus has been shown some control over peace, able to bring raging beasts to a calm standstill. Growth manipulation. Magnus has the ability to make things grow or stop growing. Healing. Magnus can heal both himself and others from wounds at incredible rates. Season alteration. He can change the area around him into summer. Photokinesis. Magnus can generate sunlight. Thermokinesis. Magnus can increase the temperature around him in a certain radius. Harsh temperature insensitivity. Magnus has a great deal of resilience to both temperatures of extreme cold and extreme heat. Telepathy. Magnus is able to read minds when healing others. Phylokinesis. Magnus can manipulate the growth and fertility of certain plants. Geokinesis. Magnus was able of collapsing an underground ceiling. But if that wasn't enough, Magnus also has Einherjar abilities. Enhanced Strength. After gaining a new Einherjar body, Magnus gained a degree of superhuman strength. Einherjar Immortality. Magnus, like other Einherjar, cannot die and will simply keep resurrecting from mortal wounds. Enhanced Agility. Magnus has become more agile as he was able to leap down from the roof of the Boston Public Library with ease. Enhanced Durability. Magnus is shown to be extremely durable after becoming an Einherjar. Magnus also has some pretty cool items to help him out in his journeys. The Sword of Summer. Magnus' sword, formerly owned by his father Frey, is said to be the sharpest sword in the 9 world. Magnus nicknamed him Jack, and he talks and fights on his own. Shield. A circular green shield. Big Banana. Magnus was given a bright yellow boat by his father Frey. Magnus isn't necessarily a fighter. He typically leaves that job to his sword Jack or Sam or Alex or the other Einherjar. But that doesn't make him any less of a hero. In fact, Magnus' hero moment came when he realized this and defeated Loki on his own terms in his own way. Magnus can't win in strength, and he can't beat Loki in insults. But what he can do is support and compliment his friends, who are the only reason he made it this far. He realizes that he cannot win by playing by Loki's rules, so he plays by his own rules. He starts to compliment each of his friends one by one and tells Loki that he's always going to be alone. He makes Loki realize that being alone is a weakness and friendship is so important. And that's what Magnus does so well. He supports his friends and he heals them. And that doesn't make him any less of a hero. In fact, I think it makes him pretty cool. Well, that's all I've got for you on Magnus Chase. Which character from the Magnus Chase series should I cover next? Let me know down in the comments below. But until next time, I'll be signing off, Half-Blood, so please always remember to stay safe.